going to have a B, the B that we entered, it's going to show it. And then it's going to have this equal sign just for looks, and then it's actually right here going to say A plus B. What is A plus B? Well, we're outputting it. The difference between writing A plus B, just normal, and writing A plus B in the output statement, anything that's in an output statement, it'll actually give you a result. It'll display something on the screen. So if I just wrote A plus B outside here, it would add them together, but it wouldn't show anything because over here it will, because I wrote it in cout. So you can do computations inside the cout. And actually, let's just put a parenthesis. I know it's just adding two numbers, but eventually you'll need parentheses. So let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just copy this. And let's go down to where we see S. S is subtract, okay? So let's just change the plus signs to subtraction signs. And now let's change the plus signs to asterisks, which is above the 8 key, because the asterisk means multiply. And we're going to change the plus signs over here. The reason I had still plus is because I just copied and pasted. And we're going to change this to a /, which is to the left of the shift key. So let's just make sure we have plus, minus, times, and divide. And then right before the program ends, let's just say, you know, survey says I am correct. Okay, you know what, let's end the line right here. Okay, and also let's just end the line beforehand. Okay, so let me go ahead and run it, and let me just make sure everything works. Oops, wow, I am really not doing. Okay, I keep pressing F9 because I'm trying to compile using F9, so I don't know where it left off exactly, but for some reason I keep forgetting my double quotes. And let me go ahead and try compiling and running. And I forgot here again. I think the reason why is because I'm going back and doing the \n, which, I don't know, that's not a valid excuse. Oh my god. I am very sorry, guys. This is horrible. So cin, you need the extraction operators because you have to send your cin, your input, which is your keyboard, into a variable. Okay? Compile and run. Okay, there we go. It's linking up. So enter the first number. Let's just say 5. Please enter in the second number. Let's enter in 10. Okay, I got your numbers. Select an option below. I spelled it wrong, great. Anyways, okay, so let's multiply these. So M for multiplication. Okay, so 5 times 10 equals 50. Survey says I am correct. Now the program ends. Okay, fair enough. Let me change my typo. Option. And let me add an NL. Now this is a place where it's more appropriate to add NL instead of the /n, because if you wanted to do the /n, you would still have to write the insertion operators, a quotes, \n, quotes. Well, an NL is the same amount of characters. You might as well just write NL. The reason that the \n is nice is because if you're working with text, it's just a quick way. But if you're not working with text, just write NL. So let me go ahead and just copy this. Paste, paste, paste. Okay. Alright, and let me go ahead and compile and run this. Please enter in the first number, 5, and then 45 for the second number. Okay, I got your numbers. Select an option below. Let's just write G. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, you know what? If you've entered in an invalid selection, please try again later. We want to end the program right here. So let's go ahead and return, and we could even return 1. The reason why, if you paid attention in the first tutorial, we returned 0 if everything ran completely, everything was successful. Well, since this is kind of like the error check that I was kind of talking about. This is an example of an error check. And basically, if they entered in an invalid selection, it tells them, and then it returns a 1, which is kind of like an error code. Later on, you can define and say what each error code means and stuff, but let's go ahead and compile. So enter in the first number. Let's just make up numbers. Now let's enter in G again. Look, see right here how it says process returned 1. instead of 0. Usually it says 0, so that's kind of like the error code. That's kind of error handling. Don't worry too much about it right now. For right now, 0 means everything's good to go. Excuse me. And 1 means that there was an error somewhere. So let me go ahead and reopen this program again, recompile and run it. And now let's try 60 and 40, which is going to be 100 if we add it. So let's go ahead and add. Let me do capital A. 60 plus 40 equals 100. Survey says I am correct. Okay? Now we need to try the subtraction. Okay, so let's try 90 and 60. What it's going to do is it's going to take the first number and subtract the second number from it. So let's say S, 90 minus 60 equals 30. Survey says I am correct. Okay, lastly, let's try division, okay, just to make sure everything works. I can't remember if we did a division or not. Now, you know what? First, you know what? I'm glad that I just thought of this. Let's have 15, our example from a couple slides ago, or a couple tutorials ago, 15 divided by 7, okay? Well, look at saying 15, you know what? I want to do it differently. I want to do 15 divided by 2, my bad. 15, 2, okay? And then we're going to divide. 15 divided by 2 is 7. What the heck? Why isn't it 7.5? It's because everything is stored as integers, okay? So that means any decimals. So this means that we can't add any decimals. Well, what if we want to add decimals? Well, let's just change that to a double. That's simple. Let's just change that. And basically what happens with this is if you have a double or a decimal, then it'll display it. If not, it won't display it. So let's just add 10 and let's add 2.2. Let's go to addition. See how it says 10 plus 2.2. So basically it knows that if there's a decimal, it'll display the decimal. If there is no decimal, then it doesn't display any decimal at all. So now let's go back and rerun this, and let's go back to 15 and 2. Now let's enter in D for division. 15 divided by 2 equals 7.5. So now this calculator is 100% correct. You can multiply, subtract, add. Now this is the reason why it's a basic calculator, is it's just dealing with two numbers right now, and you have to enter in the numbers one by one, but it's a pretty cool program, and this early on in the tutorials, you're already making programs. That's pretty sweet. So, alright, enjoy this tutorial, and if you have any questions, just post them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.